What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with more updates from Carlos Thomas Jr. So the quad size on this guy is so freakish that if it wasn't a video, some people would have accused him of Photoshop. But at this point, we all know that Carlos is the real deal, from the front as well as from the side. So when a bodybuilder specifically doesn't post one angle, and in Carlos's case, it is his back, there are most probably two reasons. Either that's still not up to the par, or he wants to shock the bodybuilding world by keeping that element of surprise. Now in most of the cases, it is the first one, but still I have got to say if Carlos is absolutely peeled to the bone, if he is ripped, which we are very hopeful that he's gonna be, and it's gonna be a lot better compared to the last time we saw him on the stage, and that was at Texas Pro 2 years back, and I for one believe he's gonna bring it for this upcoming Arnold. The size and the freak factor that Carlos has, he is gonna outperform some very big names who are kind of sleeping on him. Now this is a rare talent because we rarely have an individual of that kind of height who is put together so damn well. Just imagine if he's able to match his back to his front, the man is gonna be absolutely unstoppable. Now as far as the suppression in his quads are concerned, well, looking back at his Texas Pro showing and when he won his pro card, his quads back then had decent separation, so that means he isn't a guy who looks ready at 7 weeks out, and I 100% believe that he is gonna be ready on the stage. Next up, we have an update from James Hollingshead. So James posted a throwback picture from like 3 years back, which was probably one of the best looks of his career. Now the fact that he 100% believes that the world of bodybuilding hasn't seen him at his 100%, his true potential just yet. That makes his return to this upcoming Arnold, Ohio very exciting one. Simply because he was just so motivated, working with Stefan as his coach, even in the off-season, and he was never that lean, weighing over 300 pounds. Even Stefan is coach, he has him in his top 3, and is also coaching William Bonac, as well as Sean Herrera for this upcoming Arnold. And we have to keep in mind, Bonac just placed 7th in the world at the Olympia last year. And he has James Hollingshead beating a guy like Andrew Jacked.
Yeah, okay. James?
James. Okay.
Andrew?
Andrew.
Now that, in my opinion, is gonna be mind-blowing if that actually happens. Which, in my opinion, is highly unlikely. But that statement just goes to show us the confidence Stefan has in James. So if that happens, does that mean James has made enough progress that is worthy of cracking top 5 in the world? Because previously, James's best placing at the Olympia, that has been 12th, and that was a couple of years back. Now James does have this ability to bring that hard grenade look, similar to the likes of Brent Warren, where his physique for sure won't be the most pretty or the most aesthetic on the stage. But if he is truly on, if he is absolutely ripped, which wasn't the case in the last 2 years, or especially the last time he competed, which was at the Arnold Ohio and Arnold UK, he can make some guys look very soft standing next to him. So I am really excited to see James bring his best the next time he steps on stage, which is gonna be in 6.5 weeks time. Although I have got to say, even if he places top 4, that is gonna be one hell of an accomplishment for James Hollingshead, because there is no scenario that the top 3 are gonna be any different than Derek, Samson and Andrew Jacked. Next up, we have an update from William Bonac. So the best thing that happened to William's physique since he started working with Stefan is how they were able to make his waistline look more tapered down, especially in comparison to what he appeared on Miss Olympia 2022 stage, because that was the year when William's physique really regressed and it started to go downhill big time. Now he was able to secure his Olympia spot last year by winning the Emperor Classic Spain against the likes of a very competitive bodybuilder like Behrus Tabani. And not only that, both these guys split points at the Weight Pro last year, where William Bonac was comprehensively able to beat Nathan D'Asia. And if Bonac is still top 7 in the world, and is also making good money, pursuing something that he loves, rethinking his retirement decision, which he informally announced back in 2023, that just made all the sense. Now one thing that just nobody can doubt is William Bonac's conditioning. That man is just always on, and that is why he was able to beat a guy like Brandon Carey and also Rafael Brandel at the Olympia last year. Now I think William Bonac has started to look really impressive as he gets closer and closer to the shoe. So looking at his arms and his shoulders, the density in that most muscular pose, the man is definitely aiming for a top 5 finish in Ohio. Next up, we have an update from Ors Kinski, who has been smashing this offseason and after Mike Sommerfeld. Ors on paper, he has the best shot at winning the Classic Physique Olympia title this year. Because if we talk about being pure classic, then Ors has more of a classic vibe than especially Mike Sommerfeld, and some traits of his physique, like the wild lats with great vacuum and those humongous quads, they are quite reminiscent of Chris Bumstead. So this is gonna be Ors's first real offseason since he made his Classic Physique debut back in 2021, and especially based on the extent of improvements that Ors was able to make in his stubborn body parts, especially from last year's Arnold to the Olympia last year. For instance, his arms and his back. We have no reason to doubt that he cannot do that same again for this upcoming Miss Olympia, especially with a full-blown offseason. Now I think Ors had probably the best chance of winning the Classic Physique title based on the structure, and there is a possibility of that happening because while a guy like Mike Sommerfeld or Fazi, they are both prepping for this upcoming Arnold. Ors on the other hand, he will have the full advantage of this upcoming offseason, and he doesn't need to qualify because he made the Olympia top 3 last year, so the man is already qualified. The Manians are gonna make sure that the first ever Pittsburgh Pro in the Men's Open, and not just in the Men's Open, the overall show, that is gonna have one hell of a lineup because Jose Manuel, aka Josema Beast, just announced that he's also in for this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro. Now this show is also gonna be a comeback show for Terrence, who is a 2 times former Arnold Classic champion, and many believe that he's gonna be a top contender to win the Classic Physique Olympia title this year. Now Josema Beast also throwing his name in this upcoming show, that is a big deal, and that just shows that he isn't afraid of the competition. And Josema made a phenomenal Olympia debut last year, and he was able to place top 6 in his first year. Plus, 3 on switch from Classic to the 212, that also opens up one spot. But Terrence is going to be back on the Olympia stage, so the scenario for Josema remains the same as previous year. Now some of us were kinda wrong when we said that Josema going from the Men's Open Bodybuilding to Classic Physique, that was a bad idea, because the man also did extremely well at his Men's Open debut at Emperor Classic Spain back in 2023, where he had an even better year as a Classic Physique competitor. Now Josema knows he cannot afford to have a very long offseason because his body obviously is gonna try to get bigger, so he's in prep once again. So this upcoming Pittsburgh Pro, that is gonna quickly become one of the best shows of the year. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.